The simulation theory posits that reality as we perceive it could be an artificial simulation, akin to a computer program of virtual reality created by a more advanced civilization. This theory has gained traction not only in philosophical circles, but also in the realm of neuroscience and cognitive science. Recent advancement in brain imaging technology, particularly functional magnetic resonance imaging and other neuroimaging techniques, have prompted discussions about the nature of consciousness, perception, and reality. In this video, we're going to delve into the brain scan that proves we may be in a simulation. The brain is fundamentally a biocomputer, processing stimuli from the environment to produce what we perceive as consciousness. Neuroscience uses these various imaging techniques to understand how the brain interprets information, processes signal, and creates the experience of reality. Brain scans, particularly fMRI, have shown that specific brain regions are activated in response to different stimuli, revealing how our perceptions are constructed. For example, when people engage in tasks involving visual or auditory stimuli, researchers can track neural activity that responds to their sensory experience. This raises questions about the nature of perception. If our brains interpret external stimuli to construct our experience of reality, the idea that reality may be a simulation becomes more palatable. The brain relies on inputs to create a coherent experience, suggesting that without these inputs, our understanding of reality may falter. Now, the key insights of brain imaging studies include perception versus reality. This is one of the most compelling aspects of neuroscience. Studies have shown that brain scans reveal significant discrepancies between actual stimuli and our perceptions of them. For example, researchers have uncovered that our brains can fill in gaps or fabricate sensory input, e.g. visual and auditory illusions. Such findings imply that our experience of reality is not a direct replica of the external world, but is instead constructed by our brains. This aligns with the simulation theory by suggesting that reality could be an elaborate interpretation rather than a fixed entity. There's also the role of expectation. The brain often operates based on predictions and expectations. Neuroimaging studies demonstrate that prior knowledge or expectations about an event can alter the way we perceive it. This predictive processing highlights how the brain might be simulating experiences based on prior input, similar to how a computer program might generate a visual scenario based on predefined parameters. In this context, the brain's tendency to predict can be interpreted as an indication that it may be executing a simulation of reality, further supporting the premise of simulation theory. Research into dreaming and altered states of consciousness reveals that the brain can produce rich, vivid experiences independent of external stimuli. In these cases, the brain creates simulations of reality without incoming sensory data, raising questions about the distinction between real and simulated experiences. This has implications for the simulation theory, as it posits that our everyday experiences may mirror these dreamlike states of construction, potentially indicative of our existence within a more extensive simulated framework. We also have studies that indicate that while individuals are aware that they are in a simulated setting, their brains react as if the experiences are real, activating similar regions as they would in real-life scenarios. This phenomenon suggests that the brain's interpretation of reality can be manipulated, thus supporting the notion that our perceived reality might be simulated in a similar manner. Now, while current neuroscience has not produced definitive evidence that proves the simulation theory, it has definitely raised profound questions about perception, consciousness, and the essence of reality. The discrepancies observed in brain imaging studies regarding perception, expectation, dreaming, and visual environments provide fertile ground for contemplating the nature of our existence. The possibility that our consciousness constructs an experience of reality akin to how a simulation might be generated adds a fascinating layer to this discussion. Now, the mind is both a powerful and intricate system operating in a manner that allows for the interpretation of experimental data into what we perceive as reality. The question is, if our brains can generate vivid experiences based on limited or manipulated data, could it be possible that the reality we navigate every day is itself a sophisticated simulation? Well, we'll never know. Share your thoughts in the comment section whether you think what we've talked about actually proves that we are in a simulation to a greater or a lesser extent. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.